one of the all-time favorite shows.
Welcome to What the Phobia. I am your host, the Creepy Journalist. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Welcome. My name is the Creepy Journalist. I'm not sure when this started, but the original idea for the show was simple: a mic, a voice, and the desire to speak about mental curiosities. It first started with phobias, hence the name, and then it became something else. A podcast based on the weird happenings of the world. Current events, manias, unsolved mysteries, crazy theories, coffee, scary stories, more coffee. So, what's going to happen next? I think I stated in my last episode that we are going to upgrade our equipment. Better audio does not mean better content, but I have been doing this for about 2 years now, so I think it's time to get a little more technical than just a phone. I mean, this isn't too bad, but I think we could do better. I think What the Phobia has become more of a self development tool rather than a podcast aimed to entertain. Even the way I speak has changed over time. My listening skills have increased and I'm reading books now. That's not to say I never read books, it's just I'm reading them more often. I find myself thinking a lot and I feel the need to make an episode to self reflect on everything up until now. I think it could be because the end of the year is upon us and it feels right to tie up the year with a self reflecting episode. We are at 85 episodes in. Yes, I checked it earlier today. Yes, we are 85 episodes in. That's about 100 plus hours of me talking and talking and talking. So it doesn't feel like I've done that much. I thought 50 episodes in was a lot, but I did that in the first year. I drastically slowed down the second year, but I managed to do another Halloween month. Next year, I have to get creative. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about just yet, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Now, today is December 31st. It's the last day of the month. Right now, it is 6 o'clock. We have 6 hours until the year is wrapped up. The year is done. Then what? What happens next? The idea is we do more. We do improvement on next year than we did the previous year. That's the idea. Should be with every day. We improve more tomorrow than what we did today. We did more today than what we did yesterday. Whatever that means to you, it's really entirely up to you. But uh, I was looking at my account today. I had a new subscriber. Thank you to Miss L. I'll say Miss L. I don't want to give her your name. And it's it's nice. It's nice to see when you get a new subscriber. It's nice to know that somebody is listening. Somebody's entertained in some shape, way, or form. I did state earlier that it is a speak. This has become a self self-reflecting thing. That's not to say that I'm crazy, but it does put things into perspective. I start to have more patience with people. I guess you could say I'm kind of diagnosing. It's not okay. I'm not a psychologist, but I think the more that someone learns about the odd parts of life, because not everything is rainbows and sunshine. I think the more that people understand those types of issues, mental issues, just people that are just done bad shit, um, or just crazy things in general, just not the ordinary things that you hear about, at least not to us here in the U.S. There's been several episodes now that I talk about the U.S. being a place where some of these things happen that we know about, but these types of crazy happenings happen in a lot of places around the world. Um, this podcast was supposed to have been something to entertain. The purpose originally was to create a place where that no one's talking about. Nobody's talking about mental illness, and if they are, it's usually psychologists. It's not the everyday people, um, and it's not the everyday fears that we hear about. A lot of people say I'm afraid of spiders. Sure, but have you met the people that are afraid of yellow? The color yellow? That's a whole nother story. It's a whole nother story, and that's a whole lot of weird that people don't talk about. These are actual things that happen. Um, there's a lot of subjects I didn't speak about this year. It's not to say I can't get to it. A year is just a year. It's when I get to it that matters. So, but there are going to be changes as far as what goes on here. I'm thinking about something new as far as the introduction. I like this setup. Okay, I need to figure out something to be able to cover my face. I don't like people knowing who I am. This is very separate from what I do when I'm not doing this. Very separate. So this is fun. This is more of a hobby. If this makes money, cool. If it doesn't, that's fine too. But I'm not gonna stop doing this. I'm not gonna stop doing this. It's very fun for me. I like learning for you guys. I like exploring. I like reading. Um, do you have any recommendations for any books? Let me know. Let me know. If you have any art, follow me over here on Slasher, on the Slasher app. It's pretty cool. It is this little app right here, Slasher. It's pretty cool. Um, that is me. Tis I. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, that is where I'm conducting a lot of my socializing and stuff like that as far as the horror side. I have a Twitter as well. It's creepy JRNLSM, creepy journalism. But I think we have to get a little more serious when it comes to this. This is a hobby, sure, but this room is going to become a studio. Is what I'm planning for the next year. Um, Next year we're gonna get a little more high tech. I believe I said that already. More books are gonna be read. Drawing. I don't really partake in drawing. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm not an artist of any sorts, but I do love and appreciate art in every shape, way, or form. Whatever art you like to follow, screenshot it to me, send it to me over on the Slasher app. This creepy journalist, that's me. Just let me know. Let me know what's up. If you like what I talk about, if you would like to hear something that I could talk about, let me know. Let me know because, like I said, I like to learn. Down here's my passion. I guess learning is the way to go. Um, it sucks knowing stuff sometimes. But there's things one should not mess with, such as the summoning of creatures from somewhere else that we don't fully understand. I think that's a big no-no. But if that isn't common sense to you, then clearly me and you are on different levels of understanding things. Um, yeah. So, I've been doing a lot of listening to podcasts lately. There's this one, not podcast, yeah, podcast. There's this one called, let me tell you what this is called. It's a narration, it's a storytelling um, channel here on Spotify that I started following. It's by, they're just stories. Let me see. Anyways, the thing is, I was looking up Cthulhu, and somebody by the name of Greg Hagen, Garrick Hagen, I'm sorry, did the Call of Cthulhu. There's two parts to it. It's a pretty big story as far as narration. It was very thoroughly done. I recommend it 100%. Go check them out. The Creepy Podcast by Mr. Grills. He gets down. Last podcast on the left. These are all shout outs to the people that have been influencing me this year as far as what I've been listening to, what just people with amazing stories, you know, that have made an impact on what I do. Oh, there's another one. It's called Believe. Um, Believe. It's by CC Radio. Believe Paranormal and UFO Radio. Check that out. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. Here, let me see. I put it right here. That makes more sense because I'll be covering my face. Believe. Check them out. This is an Australian radio show host. Um, he's basically doing this. The reason why I started the number thing was that people can call in. So far, nothing's happened. But hey, you know what? Gotta be. The number's there. The number is there. If you ever want to tell me a story, leave me a voicemail, send me a link to craziness going out in the happenings of the world. That number is 1-8-527-2784. Hit me with a story. Tell me what you did for New Year's. What happened around your neighborhood that maybe was crazy? You know, did somebody catch on fire? I know there's fireworks. I'm not wishing for that, knock on wood. But you never know what can happen. You really never know. So, this is the final episode for 2019. I wanted to keep it very practical, very you and me. Yeah, it's been a wonderful year for those that do watch me. Thank you for watching. It's very fun to be able to see that the views go up and there are people that just watch for the sake of watching. Maybe they want to learn. Maybe there's something that they didn't know that now they learned. And that makes me happy that I get to teach someone something that they didn't know. A lot of knowledge out there. And we're going to do our best to bring it here, especially when it comes down to scary and odd topics. I think that's what we're going to call it. WTP Radio. What the Phobia Radio. Scary and odd topics. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. Let me know what you think. Until next time, I am the Creepy Journalist. Stay safe. And remember, stay very creepy, my friends.